I've made a lot of YouTube videos with a lot of different titles, and it's always very easy for me to say that something's the best. So the title of this one is the best Nomad game of 2023. A bit stupid, though, because we still have 8 months more to go in the year. Just trust me on this. This is going to be up there at the very least. I obviously would hope to have games top this one. This is a game that happened yesterday, and I needed to sit down and cast it for you guys. So, if you're not familiar with Nomad, or if you are, just go over some of the basics. Basically, you start off without a town center. You have no scout, and so your typical start is you'll have 2 of your 3 villagers build your town center as quickly as possible, which you can see is happening right now. And then the 3rd villager is going to go off somewhere to try and dock. This game is between 2 players at around 2,200 elo. Ozone is a more open map player. So you'll see Ozone on Arabia. He's really been improving. I've been playing Ozone for, let's say, 2 years. And his skill is insane. And he's a real up-and-comer in the scene. Morg is a player who is also really improved, to be completely honest with you. But you just don't see him. You're probably not going to see him dive deep into tournaments or anything like that with an open map pool because he doesn't really enjoy those open maps. So he prefers the closed maps. And the thing that's awesome about Morg, and it's so good to have players like this in our scene, is he's incredible with all-ins, right? Build orders that are designed to kill quickly. It's not all I can do, and I've seen Morg do different things, but just to kind of set the scene here, you have an open map player versus a closed map player. We'll see what these two do. So let's look at what Ozone can see. That's the thing about Nomad, right? It's what makes it so exciting. Can make it very difficult to play. Ozone is kind of in the dark right now. He can see berries to the left of his TC. He can see the beautiful little butterflies flying around the lemons. I think they're lemons. I swore I saw butterfly. There we go. There's the butterfly. You can see a boar. And now he has scouted a gold. So that's pretty good. Woodline, berries, gold, and whatever else. Now the stone as well. The water is usually pretty symmetrical on the DE version of Nomad, meaning there's not a lot of ponds in the middle. So you can know, regardless of where you're docked, you're going to have decent fish. So he's going to be looking for fish. He's got fish right there. And so, the high-level players, they have build orders designed around fishing constantly while also producing villagers out of their TCs. But Ozone doesn't want to take this boar right now. He's looking for more, hoping to find a sheep at the very least. And this sheep over here is scouting the shoreline, and the idea is to find your opponent's dock with that. He is going to take this boar for now, though, because he's out of food underneath the TC. I really like Morg's position because Morg, well, first off, he's not scouting the shoreline, which I think is a strategic thing I'll get to. But he's got the deer and he had the boar, which is just a little bit of extra help. And obviously having the stone there can be good if you want to go aggressive as well. But Ozone's still looking around. This villager has no clue that the enemy is close by. And unfortunately for Ozone, he just continues to miss things, right? He's like missing the sheep here, missing the sheep and the deer here. And then so not too far away, you've got deer and you've got sheep. Not too far away, sheep. I mean, there's so many things out here he just cannot find currently. And it could really slow him down. On this side, what about Morg? Well, Morg isn't really scouting with a villager. And Morg, he's going to have to look down here for another boar. And there we have Ozone. And did he find the boar? Of course he didn't. No. So there are a couple different strategies on Nomad. The most common one, however, is just to go fast feudal and try and win water. So as Ozone somehow misses this boar again, he's going to have some food problems, which could lead to a later feudal age, right? Now he's going to find the ostrich here, and he's going to be creative. If this is a start where you had a scout, obviously use the scout to push in the ostrich. But in this case, the villager's doing it. It can be really annoying to do this, because if you click the ostrich, you'll shoot it. And if you shoot it twice, it just dies. And he wants to get it underneath the TC, but very well played from him there. Meanwhile, Morg, looking around. Morg will maybe kill this dock villager here. There's potential for that. And Morg does have Loom, so it'd be a good time if you wanted to maybe try and fight this. His opponent has Loom as well. But it has not done so. Just taking ostrich, just taking some sheep. But anyway, sorry, back to my point. I apologize. I'm getting ahead of myself. There's so many things to talk about. But like one of the strategies you can do on Nomad that consistently gives you benefit is just go feudal age and try and win on water, because there's going to be fishing ships out there. And so that's pretty much what Ozone is building up towards here. He's scouted maybe 70% of the shoreline. Still has not located his opponent's dock. But fortunately for him, he will be able to find that shortly. There's Morg with boar number 2. But yeah, the fact that Ozone hasn't had a second boar yet is just due to being very unlucky with either how far the boars are or the boars just not being scouted at the proper time. Like this one walked back into his vision later. And now Ozone, when he pays attention to his mini-map, he'll see that he has not lost one. He's lost 2 sheep, actually. So he's located where that dock will be. And finally, a boar's coming in for Ozone. But, okay, so I feel like this has not been the most structured cast. I apologize, but trust me, this is going to be a good game. Okay, so strategy number 1, just win water, right? Strategy number 2 is fast castle. And on Nomad, you see fast castling work a lot easier due to the fact that you can have all your resources underneath your TC. If this was Arabia or Arena, well, Arena has walls, but, you know, any standard lands map, let's say, without walls, your TC would be here, your wood line's here, your gold is here, your stone is here. So it's not protected by the town center. Now, there are other things you can do, like a scout rush, but at the high level, you don't actually see a lot of scouts and archers because it's tough for scouts and archers to get value if someone plays very compact like this. Now, Morg currently, this is pretty cool, by the way. He's going to make an outpost, and Ethiopian outposts have tons of vision. And you could tell he just lost a sheep there. He lost one here earlier as well. And so he's trying to get an idea of where his opponent is. And he has a really nice build order here. Pay attention to it. So Ethiopians get plus 100 food and plus 100 gold when they get to the next stage. So he is overall timed this quite nicely to get to the 200 gold he needs. I think with any other civilization, he would have had to send more to gold faster. He did forget that you have to make a mill before making a market. I make that mistake all the time. But he's going to go for the blacksmith, he's going to go for the market, and this will be fast castle. Meanwhile, for Ozone, he's gone for the more standard approach. Now, he had gone to 7 fishing ships. And his fishing ships need to find more fish here, it looks like. But he's going to go 2 docks. And he's got a lot on wood. And he's got 5 on gold. And this is just to make fire galleys to kill fish. Because again, if you do that, that is an immediate benefit. You protect your own fish, and then you kill their fish. And fish are going to be a very important aspect of this game. But when you're up against Morg, sometimes you just have a feeling of what they're doing. There's certain players. I think this week I uploaded a video with John Slow, for example, in the game I played against him. They love their castle age pressure. And they don't play the standard approach. And that's what's so cool. Like, and, you know, we talk about these players, and sometimes I kind of lean towards the fact that maybe they're not going to be ever super competitive in tournaments. That's not necessarily true, right? They've got insane aggression. Just sometimes the maps don't allow it in the same way. But I love the clash because you have one player who is very unique in that he goes aggressive, and the other player's playing kind of standard. So it's kind of nice to see. And trust me when I say this game's going to get crazy. Because Ozone, he's making a stable now. Probably thinking about Castle Age because his resources are kind of close. But now he's like, well, it's not close enough. Let's make scouts. And what he doesn't know, guys, what he doesn't know is that his opponent sees him. This is Ozone's point of view. And he has now discovered that his opponent is here. But look at Morg's point of view. Morg sees everything. He sees the scout that's here now, and will probably try and save this villager. He sees the fact that the TC is there. He sees the archer range. Anyways, what's Morg going to do? Plus 100 food and plus 100 gold when he gets to the next stage. He's going to go for a siege workshop and a monastery. Classic push. Monks to convert any military from your opponent. Siege to take out buildings. And siege can obviously help against military as well. Now, he didn't have a barracks. Morg was not expecting the scouts, so this is where it starts to get a little messy. And he is now pushed off of berries as well, so he's going to lose his fishing eco. Honestly, I think Ozone could have killed the fish a lot longer. I'm not sure why or a lot faster. I'm not sure why he waited so long. But fortunately, Ethiopians do get the pikeman upgrade for free. So, you know, a couple pikemen are going to be able to help with this push. Ozone's still in feudal age. He is going to research Town Watch now, which will give him a little bit of vision. And kind of like I had said before, scouts and archers, they struggle to truly threaten. I actually am not even sure if Morg needs this. I think he's worried archers will come behind, but here's the thing. So there's going to be a lot in this game that's not pretty, okay? Like, there's going to be some sloppiness. Villagers are going to die. Things that, if you compare it to the highest level, you might say, okay, well, we don't see that when we see Viper versus Leary or something. But there's a focus here for both players. The player who's going to get pushed is thinking, I have better economy, so I need to trade as well as I can against this push when I find opportunities. Like there, this is huge. Killing the monk and now killing the mangonel, just huge value. So that's what Ozone has to try and do. And then Morg has to do whatever he can to always focus on his push while Ozone's trying to make it messy, which is why this tower goes up. Do you really need the tower? Maybe, sort of, kind of. Yeah, maybe you do. I don't know. But he doesn't even want to think about it. He just wants to drop the tower so he could put all of his focus here. That's the point. So I don't know if there's a word for that. You know, I guess it's prioritization. But, you know, you basically, in Morg's position, you have set up yourself to go all in here. There's no correcting your economy and catching up. It's 19 on food versus 0 currently. I mean, you could maybe get to the berries, but no, you can't. There's archers there as well. So, crazy stuff. So right now, Ozone's got a pretty good lead. If you look at the resources collected is looking pretty decent. But he's in feudal age. There's siege on his town center, and I don't know if you've noticed, but he's stuck in the middle of the map, right? Like, it's an easy target. And his opponent knows exactly what's coming as well. So, I don't know if you saw the upgrade, but Ozone just went for supplies. So he wants to go for man-at-arms. Supplies makes the infantry line cheaper. By a little bit of food. And if you're expecting to make 10 of them, I believe the math is, it adds up. I should mention he is Hindustani, so he's got very cheap villagers. And this is a great job from Ozone. You ignore the main push, and you hope that this forces some mistakes from your opponent. He comes over here with scouts. Yet again, Ozone playing super well against this. He's under a lot of pressure here. He will not kill that monk, but he will take the mangonel. Shout out to that red sheep who's there. So Ozone has tried consistently to deny resources and be creative. Still has to deal with the mangonels at his TC. The houses that were built here by Ozone earlier really have helped him, actually. He comes in here with the scouts. He kills another monk. Not bad. Eco KD 7-1. So Ozone has only lost 1 economy. We just saw that villager die next to the tree. I'm not sure what hurt worse, falling into the tree stump or getting hit by the rocks. Probably both. It's just all pain. So, you know, you look at the stats. Like, if we were to pause this right now, which I won't do, and you would just look at this, and you're experienced it watching Age of Empires 2, as I know most of you are, then you'd think, okay, this is GG. Game over, right? Like, how does this ever change? That economy lead is just too severe to come back from. But look at that. We got a couple conversions there from Morg. Does lose the monks. He's got 3 mangonels now and his sheep. 2 of the mangonels are actually stacking on top of one another, and Morg continues to pressure. Couple scouts here. The scouts are going to attack the gold, and these scouts are going to get some important vision for Morg. He's going to see that it's man-at-arms now. Now, here's the thing about man-at-arms. They're not that impressive stats-wise up against siege. You've got 45 HP. If they get hit with a mangonel shot, they are not going to have much HP left. And there's 4 mangonels. What's the economy look like right now for Morg? Well, he's got 3 farms. That's his food eco. And maybe he could actually bring some of these sheep underneath the TC. But no, all he does is focus on this. And Ozone is hoping to build up enough of a force here to somehow stop this. And this thing that is really helping Ozone here is the fact that he is also adding docks and adding more fishing ships. So make sure you pay attention to that fishing ship number. I will talk about it a lot here. But it's very important as we even have a tower from Morg to fortify this position. Ethiopian Outpost getting extra vision is amazing. Here we go. We have a full Feudal Age surround against 4 Mangonels, a Scorpion, some Pikemen, a couple Archers that were converted, and some Monks. What on earth is this? And I'll show you the HP here. At the end of the day, you want to kill all the siege and stop your town center from going down if you're Ozone. That's the key. Because this is so costly. You're deciding between clicking up to Castle Age and making all this army because you felt like if you didn't make the army, that you wouldn't make it to Castle Age. And unfortunately, that is just not a good enough trade there. I was so costly there. The man-at-arms, the upgrades, and the scouts, lots of food. And this TC's still halfway down. And Morg, he's going to wait a little bit, but he's got a third Mangonel on the way. We're going to see Morg contest water. I think he had noticed the fishing ships along the shoreline. The pikemen there had given him some vision. So this is going to be the first time in this game where Morg says, I actually think I need to diversify a little bit, which is smart, but look at his economy. If you're putting wood and you're putting gold into the Navy, you're not going to have the wood and gold for the push. That's what makes it so complicated in these all-in scenarios. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I stream a lot, and people are always asking questions. And there are a lot of times where someone's making an army comp, and then people say, like, why doesn't the opponent just do this? Why doesn't he basically switch into a different type of unit? And oftentimes it's because players put themselves into a position where they're committed, and trying to diversify just delays things too heavily. We're going to see a couple fire galleys here, though. Yeah, these villagers along the shoreline, adding more docks and adding more fishing ships are hugely helpful. And TC's now down for Ozone, so he's now in Feudal Age. And he has no town center. And here he comes with the man-at-arms. But if he gets anywhere close to this, these man-at-arms could get flattened. Like, maybe if he was Celts, this would have made sense, because you have a bit more speed with your infantry. Let's see. I mean, the tower fire, Mangonels are actually missing the majority of their shots here. The man-at-arms are going to get in. There's a Scorpion behind it. And uh-oh. Man-at-arms pay off here. Ozone with some great damage control. He considers it worth it to even lose the villagers there. Eco KD 7-7. And 4 Mangonels get cleared up. Oh, geez. Now, that could have been due to the fact that Morg was distracted. Right? Like, if Morg was focusing on water in that moment, there's no real way for me to know. Actually, technically, I could go into the recorded game and do view lock, but even that doesn't work all the time. Anyways, maybe he didn't have the micro that you would have expected from him because he was focusing on this. And that's obviously going to accomplish something. He is chasing down some fishing ships. We'll see. Ozone, though, still had some fires left over. He's going to defend. So, your Ozone, you're probably like, well, okay, I've lost one town center. I still have fish. Let's just try and do this whole thing again, right? And actually, he might be thinking about going up to the Castle Age now. But the problem continues where if he puts 800 food and 200 gold in the Castle Age, he needs to somehow stop his TC from going down. And he doesn't really have an easy way of doing that currently. A couple fire galleys here. It looks like there's a monk coming over to convert this eventually. And Mangonel is on the new TC. Ozone still making some man-at-arms. Here he's going to try and tower rush while also defending in Feudal. We also had the Shotel from Morg. Look at that. Boop and boop. I'm actually going to rewind this. Shotel Warrior is out of the Ethiopian castle. High attack unit. And look at this micro from Morg. Boom. Does he get... What? Yo, he 3-shotted 3 villagers there. Or 1-shotted 3 separate villagers. 3 hits, 3 kills. And now the Mangonel can do some work as well. Anyway, Shotel goes down. Mangonel has to back away. It's hard to make Shotels when you don't have a great food eco, though. And let's see if this Mangonel stays alive. Looks like with the castle fire, it absolutely will. Ozone sacrifices a lot here. Doesn't really get a lot from it. But it does give him time to make another tower. Now he's at 18 fishing ships. Let's look at resources collected. Okay, so resources collected. He's still above his opponent, but it's not that crazy. The efficiency can't be that good for his land economy. Villagers have been in and out of towers. Let's actually just look at these vills. Unfortunately, Okay, he's going to eject villagers in a second. I'm going to look at them and use capture age to see what their work life has looked like. Right, currently, there's obviously a lot of idols, right? Morg massing the siege again. And he will need to consistently repair his mangonels, but he can push down these towers. Okay, this is what we wanted to look at. Look at their life. This is the most diverse life a villager has ever lived. Like, this group is crazy, man. Notice there's not a lot of... They haven't stayed on one resource like many villagers do in Age of Empires do. They've been all over the place. In and out of town centers and whatnot as well. Anyways, tower went down very quickly. We do have a tower going up here, though, from Ozone. This tower didn't accomplish a lot. This tower will deny some wood. And now the man-at-arms come in. He's got numbers again. Does he have the numbers? I'm not sure. And this is a never-ending cycle, guys, where he needs to stay in feudal to defend. This is crazy. And Morg's done a pretty decent job, right? He's got some food eco. Now it's now being towered, which is kind of funny. So he's going to need to relocate. He did also... He can't take this gold because there's been an archer there for a while. But he's on this gold. He now wants to drop a tower. I'm sure he could mine what's left of this stone. And now, like, Morg has to respect this as well. But again, like, Morg is looking here. So Ozone is looking at his raid. But Morg didn't want to make the same mistake that he had made earlier with the initial time he lost his 4 mangonels. So he puts full focus here. You can actually tell he's distracted now. You could tell he's just now reacted here because his attack rounds are still firing. Then he looks back. And I'd say this is still pretty reasonable because I don't think he's going to lose the siege. Morg's eco is currently surrounded. This game is incredible, man. Oh, man. Big shots. But Ozone, you know, he's only got 6 man-at-arms, and his man-at-arms are over here. Let's see Ozone's point of view, though. Oh, my God. This is crazy. 18 fishing ships are doing work. If he did not have the fishing ships, this game would be over. And Morg says, you know what I can do? I'm in Castle Age, so I'm just going to make a new TC. So he's going to TC drop the wood line, basically. And that's a good decision, because he needed wood. He couldn't stay next to this lumber camp because of the tower. And he might lose a couple villagers here, but I think it's worth it, because he'll kill the army, and then he'll be able to focus on his push. And he's focusing on the push again. So... You know, Ozone's done a really good job to be offensive while also defensive, right? He's distracted. But Morg always repairing the siege, always paying attention. And he's ready to take out what would be the second TC in Feudal Age for Ozone. Ozone's going to lose a lot of buildings in this game. Let's just say that. Man-at-Arms here. Never-ending cycle. We're 38 minutes into the game. Castle Age versus Feudal. Boom! Big mangonel shots. Not to mention the show tells have so much more attack. And so the show tells will always destroy those man-at-arms. If you go scouts, like, scouts would maybe be a little bit better in some ways. Because there's no more pikemen for Morg. I'm thinking maybe that's what Ozone needs to do. Instead of spending resources on man-at-arms, maybe he needs to go for scouts. Scouts do cost more food, though. So that's a reason against it. This is such a tricky game. He doesn't have the craziest food eco ever on land. I mean, he's got food eco, right? But now Morg can expand and get some farms going. And Morg's on 2 town centers. So in theory, Morg could stop pressuring now. And Morg could consider, you know, focusing on booming. But that's just not the type of player he really is. And, again, you know, based on everything that we've seen in this game, if you, as we see the show tells go over here to kill this, if you try and switch into a boom, then Ozone just goes Castle Age, and then he has time. So you just can't give the guy time. Ozone's done creating military for now. His town center's going down. He is on the way to Castle Age. If he loses this town center, he will lose the Castle Age upgrade. You do get the resources back. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that if you lose the building researchers are coming in, that you're going to lose the resources too. Luckily, that's not the case. But as Morg cleans up the archer, after clearing up those villagers as well, Ozone is at 25%. And he's also kind of tower rushing here. But I mean, you know, this tower is going to be battered down. This tower here is on the other side of the wood line. That's a really good tower, though. It's going to be walled in. And this is a risky game you're playing here. Now, you can lose the town center after you get to Castle Age, and then you just give it up, which is probably what he's planning on here. But pay attention to the market usage here. They've both been using the market like crazy. Would not surprise me to see this guy buying wood. And actually, he just did. Yeah, look at this. Buying wood, selling stone even to get some gold. He has a lot of stone in the bank. But, I mean, you can see how quickly that wood disappears here. And yet again, we have consistent man-at-arm production from Ozone. Again, without the fishing ships, he would have been so dead, right? He's fishing away. He also has made enough on water to defend himself. And, you know, in Morg's position, he would have had to spend so much wood and gold on ships to be able to ever kill this. He would need to have, like, let's say 8 fires as a surprise, because then, of course, Ozone, if he saw 5, he's already at 5, he matches it, and then he's in a position to make more. Ozone makes it to Castle Age. Crazy. But he's going to lose this town center. And he's been sick of Morg being aggressive against him. And you know, this is just such an important aspect of this game for Ozone. His willingness to try and raid and hit the enemy while he's being utterly destroyed is so important to his success in this game. Because if you just try and place a castle here, you know, you're not getting ahead in any way. So we've had forward towers from Ozone. We're now going to have a forward castle from Ozone. And it's all over Morg's farms. Look at Morg's farm placement. That really tells you where he's focusing. He's not focusing at home all that much. And as Morg takes out the second TC from Ozone, now takes out the towers, he sees another TC, and what do you think he's going to do? Now, you could make golems if you're Ozone, but you don't have gold now. So this whole time it was just getting to Castle Age, but now he actually needs gold. So this game is so freaking messy. He has no gold income. Also, golems die to Shotel warriors. So you really don't have a good unit to make right now, besides maybe your own siege. But if you make your own siege, your opponent has more siege than you. And then again, Shotel warriors are actually really good because they have all that attack. Oh, the ostrich dies underneath the TC. And so what Ozone's going to do is he's going to wait with the man-at-arms. Now, I would like to see the longsword upgrade here. Longswords are so much better than man-at-arms. He does have the barracks still. And he has now shifted over to this gold. Again, selling food for gold, buying wood. Crazy stuff. He's going to go cav archers right now, it looks like. Ozone did research Bodcanero. So, you know, Bodcanero can help your towers, which he still has quite a few. But Cav Archer mass is really going to need to be high to contest this many mangonels. And this TC gets given up. So that's the third TC that Ozone will lose in this game. And then this one's an immediate target, right? Okay, right now, we're at 47 minutes in the game time. I don't know what that is in the video. I'd love to see you guys just pause or just take a moment and say who you think wins this game. Please. Because currently, Ozone doesn't have stone income to make another castle, right? And yes, he's got the fishing ships, but I mean, eventually the food's going to run out. He's fished half the map. He doesn't have the craziest farming eco. This is his new TC. I mean, that's safe. Or is it? We'll see. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. You could even say why. Obviously, I can't stop you from skipping ahead in the video and finding out, but be a good sport about it. Let me know. Morg's continuous pressure is incredible. He has monks, so with 8 monks, he'll be able to convert 8 cav archers. There's not even 8 cav archers right now. There's only 4. Here comes Morg, consistently bringing villagers forward to repair these mangonels. Guard tower would be amazing for Ozone right now to try and hold this position, but he's making the university behind this. And oh man, I mean, it's so awkward to micro this if you're both players. I like that from Ozone, how he took out the one mangonel there with the towers and his cav archers. Also dives in with the man-at-arms, but at what cost, right? He's going to lose all the man-at-arms. And this reminds me of earlier in the game where Ozone was repairing a tower that looked like it was destined to go down. He's trying the same here. He'll lose his own siege. Still repairing the tower. Still trying to hold on. Morg's got a massive train of monks and siege coming in. Tower will finally go down. Also, a couple cav archers were converted as well. 77 population for Ozone. And now it's looking better and better for Morg at 55 population. An opportunity there to actually kill all those villagers with the Showtail Warriors. Now, Showtail Warriors are a bit weak. But maybe Morg didn't see it because Morg saw this. And Morg's Showtails, they're going to slice and dice. Woo! And the towers are now gone. These villagers are running through a gate that someone made in Feudal Age to run over here and take stone. This game is a mess, dude. Meanwhile, what does Morg's economy look like? Well, he is making vills. But, you know, it seems like he's sending them some... Oh, he's actually sending them to the farms underneath the TC. You're kidding me. Because this is his only TC, which is underneath multiple towers that are now guard towers. Ay. Okay, so... Ozone has no gold. The gold that he can see is here. And he's going to go raid that. Morg notices that, so Morg's going to drop a TC. Morg also is making fires. Again, he's kind of at the limit, but he realizes that fish is probably why his opponent is in this. And kind of an awkward life for these farmers, not going to lie. Morg does realize, though. Push continues here against the archer range. We have the rare, but effective in this case, Castle Age Masonry for Ozone. And Ozone, something he's done a really good job of is consistently producing vills. Every time he gets a TC, he's producing vills again. So there he is producing vills. Here he's actually going to make a mill and steal Morg's farms. But Morg is on the prowl, he's on the hunt, and he's ready to kill. Big moment for Ozone, though. He's lost almost every TC he's placed, but he is going to sneak over here and get access to gold. His opponent, does he have vision there? His opponent doesn't have vision there. Morg has vision everywhere else. But there's still no easy way as Morg goes for a 6-shot. Again, how can you argue against this guy going all in when he can micro this well? You know, there's still no easy way to really stop, you know, the town centers from going down. Ozone trying his best to raid. A bit distracted, I'm sure. We had the garrison there from Morg. Those cav archers are going to go down. The cav archers have not impressed me at all. And, you know, Morg now thinking about what his next step is in this game. Because he sees double guard tower, and now his opponent has siege as well. So having faced up against players like Morg many times, you know, I've had to grow an appreciation for their style because they produce some amazing games. And they'll build up towards one strategy, and then they'll say, okay, the enemy has had to sacrifice so much just to stop this. Let's hit them in the next stage, right? So typically it's Castle Age all-in push with a forward castle, and then a fast Imperial Age, right? Because, like, think about this. You've got castles, you've got guard towers, you have all these things from Ozone, but what does he do if there's a castle here and then trebuchets? Nothing. He absolutely loses everything. So that's Morg's thought process here. You see all the villagers coming over here to Stone. And again, it's increasingly difficult for Ozone to find areas to raid because there's not a big eco for Morg. It's not large, but it's kind of effective. That's hopefully not what she said. I don't know. That's where my brain went. I apologize. This is a family-friendly stream. The Showtail Warriors, they healed up next to those monks. And they're going to take out the Mangonel and Ozone. He's going to try and raid right now with these cav archers. Now, Morg's done a really good job at trying to keep what he has alive. Leaving the golds when he needs to, etc. The siege has gotten insane value here. The total KD is 140 kills versus 100. So it has leaned? I think leaned is the word. It's definitely not lent. It's definitely leaned a little bit more towards Morg in that regard. But Morg doesn't have a military type that's really going to scale all that well. I'm not even sure if Ethiopians get block printing, which would give the monks 12 range. There he kills a couple villagers. There a sheep dies. We've had a lot of innocent animals dying in this game. I hear a couple fires from Morg looping around. Ozone, and he knows about it, though. It's so good. And then here he figures he can camp and block these resources. Now he'll hear the Wololo, and he could end up losing his Cav Archers if he's not careful. Only loses one, though. Morg did use all the monks for one conversion. So Ozone's like, whew, I did it. Somehow. I'm somehow alive after losing all those TCs. And, now his eco's starting to look pretty good. But there's now a castle going up right next to him. A castle he cannot deny. By the way, his Cav Archers lack armor. They lack bloodlines. They're lacking a lot of upgrades. And Morg says, I'm not finished yet. And there are the fires, by the way. Where did the fires from Ozone go? They somehow just passed each other. Both players didn't patrol there? That's crazy. I think at this point, the fish have done their job, though. Like, if you lose all your fishing ships now, you do have quite a few farms. Yeah, Cav Archer's heading this way for Ozone. Morg sees it. And Morg will hop into his town center. Yeah, and Ozone will defend from this. So, let's see what type of damage these Trebs can do. They're going to have to Treb quickly. Castle Fire will take care of, I think, both the towers. Treb will take care of the TC and these castles, most likely. For Ozone, there's a question of what his army comp's going to be right now. And he wants it to be Cav Archers, surely, but, again, no Bloodlines means they only have 50 HP. Ballistics is now coming in for him, though. How on earth has Ozone been able to survive in this one? It's been a crazy game. Cav Archers, they're going to kill a monk. Cav Archer kills the Cav Archer that switched sides. What a traitor. Random Scorpions, Monks, Cav Archers, Showtails chasing down that army. But again, the focus for Morg needs to be pushing through the middle. I don't know if you remember at the start how many little white dots there were on the minimap, which signify the fish. But there was a lot. I don't know if I've ever seen a 1v1 Nomad game where all the fish have been removed like this. Anyways, this is not the Imperial Age TC. I was freaking out when I saw this game. I thought that Ozone was actually going imp in that town center. He's lost so many crucial buildings in this game. But Ozone loses that, and Morg's... he's ready again. But again, the way you win this game if you're Morg is every time you bring your Trebs out of range of one of your castles, there needs to be another castle. So, like, right when your Trebs need to be here, new castle. And I actually think... like, obviously, this is good to take out this castle. And he's still got to get conversions and defend from this. He's trying his best. But I honestly think from what I'm seeing, after this castle, he needs to go castle here. This is definitely the spot. Deny that gold from your opponent. Oh, man, the distractions. Ozone's doing so much here, guys. He's trying to add more farms, trying to get his eco rolling, was trying to keep this castle up. You can see he's getting Cav armor. Now, his civilization can't get knights, which really hurts. His knights would be pretty effective against siege, but he is going to go for light Cav. And his civ has a pretty good light Cav line, the Hindustanis. Monks here, hoping for conversions. Morg will see this. So, what's Morg's decision here? He has enough for a castle. He's so far behind in eco. He resigns. He resigns. And I actually forgot he'd resigned at that point. I'd seen bits and pieces of this game, which is a little disappointing, isn't it? But I think he sensed that his opponent was ready and that his opponent was going to swoop in and maybe deny that castle. This game did miss that perfect ending. I feel like if Morg would have come here for that castle, maybe then, Lightcap could have swooped in to deny it. But Morg, he had to tap out. Dropped the GG, he just knew he'd been bested. Despite everything he'd done in that game. Ozone lost multiple town centers. He had to go man-at-arms. It was a ridiculous game. Like, he started here, moved to here, moved to here, moved to here. I think he lost the TC here, did he not? Yeah, he had a TC here and here. He lost that as well. This was a true Nomad experience. He played Nomad multiple times. Yeah, another reason I'm a little disappointed by the GG timing is just the fact that Ozone doesn't really have the biggest Cav number yet. He really doesn't have the biggest number of stables, but I think he would. But, like, you know, there was still a couple more opportunities there for Morg. I do think Ozone still wins this game, but let me just say this, guys. I would have died so hard. Give me your thoughts on how you would have reacted if Morg was doing this to you. I would have died so hard. There's no way I would have been able to adapt as much as Ozone did. Now, the food collected, that wasn't all the fishing ships bringing in that food, but what the food collected did is it kept him in the game. It allowed him to continue to produce villagers when he didn't have that many villagers on farms. It allowed him to make army. And then when he dropped TCs, granted the TCs went down very quickly, he had the food income to produce more villagers, and that was the key. I was trying to think what more Morg could have done to win this game. And it honestly all comes back to early Castle Age and losing the 4 mangonels for me. So I think if he doesn't lose that first wave, when he does, I think everything that happens here happens, but it happens a bit faster. Maybe Ozone doesn't make it to Castle Age. Maybe Ozone has to, has more problems dealing with it. So honestly, again, the key with any snowball all-in push when you're defending it is you need to take as many small engagements against it when it starts, because timing is critical. Ozone delayed as much as possible. He was running all around the map, even when he was being pressured, dropping towers, archers, and scouts, everything he could. It was an impressive game. But seriously, look at the mini-map, look at the fish, and now look. Actually, how many left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's say 14? And how many was that? Actually, you know what I could do? I could double-click this. Probably the worst ending to a video I've ever done. I'm sorry, but now I'm curious. Okay, that's the fish. Okay, back out. Double-click. 50 fish? Okay, quick math. Hold on, let me get my calculator. Let's assume my count was correct and there were 14 deep fish remaining. This isn't even counting the shore fish there. We're not going to do that. Shore fish obviously give you some food as well. All right, you ready for this? Okay, 36 times, it should be 250. 9,000 food collected from those fishing ships, if my math is correct. Oh God, it's not 250, it's 225. Okay, close to 9,000 food collected from the fishing ships. It was probably even more than that, like I said, because of the shore fish that are out there as well, which the fishing ships would have probably taken. So we can go for 10 or 11. But anyways, guys, let me know what you thought about this game. This was pretty wild. I don't know if I've seen a player lose so much and still win a game. Normally, when you're losing your town time after time after time, you don't really have a chance. But that's the spirit of Nomad, and that's what can happen when you have these all-in plays. It was a good game. I'll be looking for more Nomad games because I know that I don't really upload a ton of Nomad to the channel. But I had a good time with this one. Hope you did too. Thanks as always. Appreciate it.